So one of the things that I'm going to talk about in this video, I'm listening to some meditation music to keep me calm for this. I'm following my heart and guidance, and I know that I'm being influenced by the eclipse energy. I know. But if God thinks it's safe for me to venture out of what's been my home, or where I stay, where I'm now, if it's right now, the right time for me to travel and get back on the road, like energetically and spiritually I'm ready, might need a few weeks or months, but it seems like I'm in that zone, or we've entered into a time where I'm ready to be traveling on stage and booking conferences and speaking about the World War III solar connection, or just a solar flare presentation with a light sprinkling of the Red Dawn warning, or primarily warning about World War III with a light sprinkling of the solar influence, with facts and figures about how they are orchestrating what's to come. Somebody watching right now, here, I'll share. Somebody watching right now could decide to help me, to bring me to Manhattan and put me somewhere nice where I can speak to influential media figures right there in Times Square, to be physically on the Amy Goodman Show in studio. They let Dylan Avery and Jason Burmis, those two. Dylan Avery's girlfriend was very disrespectful to me when I was raising awareness regarding unhealthy sexual interests of some women. She did marginalize me as maybe someone promoting RAPE, which I did not appreciate, told her off, promptly blocked her. That reflects on Dylan Avery, which then reflects on Amy Goodman. Everybody that's connected to people that are douchebags, right? I call it the network. And unless you let a man like me, who isn't fully pale or white, come on a left-wing, supposedly pro-immigrant show like Democracy Now!, I'm not really going to be real happy with that show. And to be frank, I don't watch Amy Goodman because she traumatizes the bejesus out of me. Constant stories about death and destruction in the Middle East with a Caucasian woman showing zero emotion. That in and of itself hurts. At times you can see that it bothers her, but she wouldn't touch the 9/11 thing unless she had on the loose change guys, which is not what I would recommend. I would recommend a David Ray Griffin while he was alive for a healthy, mature adult conversation that isn't turned into, well, go ahead and watch the show for yourself. And you tell me that's the best of the quote, 9/11 truth movement. Dun, 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 dun. Folks, you got to get over the top with it. We got to go over the top with it. I got to respect your time in some cases and keep it, let's go for under 15. Then I will work on food. Maybe we'll go to 30. But I have juice for today. I have strawberries. I have full spectrum lights hitting me now. I'm plugged into the right mic. I'm going to try not to use the desktop mic. I'm going to try to have decent lighting without using crap lighting. And, I will try to keep things the best that I can. But as long as there's going to be like 25 viewers or 50 views per video, I can't show you full-on production. But this is the point. Yeah. Well, there was a couple points in the last video I haven't made. I have what it takes to put together a quality radio show that's fit for commercial radio that can rival Coast to Coast AM. You just haven't seen me do it because I don't have the viewers. Okay, I'm not a professional imager like Clyde. They are the professionals. But if I put my mind to it, I can create promos for radio stations, TV stations. I can play program director. I've already worked as program director for a TV network that went nowhere but Roku for a year. And I was told not to talk about it. It was a greedy man who basically there's nothing for me to talk about. Like, it's a boring as hell story, actually. There's nothing to talk about. Dude is not right in the head and deleted everything I ever did for him because I criticized him, right? And it could be argued that the Archon sent him my way to rob me of my time for 1 year and tell me he bought my time. That's really suspicious when moneybag men show up and go, I just bought your ass, bitch. And by the way, I know this looks like NWO, the shirt from The wrestlers, it's not. I'm not the N-duo. I'm going literally, what the fuck? But remember, when they're coming at you and you don't want them to know that you got the abilities, the ba-boom, you don't huff and puff and act all big and bad. You remember and that's the original AA or A-man advice, which was, no, bro, you don't punch a heavy bag on YouTube. Dumb fuck. In the end, man, I wish that dude had plenty of recordings of his younger days before YouTube. And in the end, so does he. Because he was in amazing shape. The footage is Colorado. I don't remember where I was. I'm guessing it's 160. 160 is a long highway. If you're in Pagosa and you're watching, holla. If you're in Costilla and you're watching, get off my lawn. I would love to visit Costilla County in stealth, not to F with anybody. And I would not be driving through San Luis, Colorado without a friggin' disguise or something. I was thinking cowboy hat. What do you think? Anyways, if you wonder if I have the ability to pull this off, professional radio that actually sounds good without the levels being, shit, I can. I can do it right here at this table that I do not own. And I can do it without a budget. And I can do it while on food stamps. And I can do it while on minimum. And I can do it without getting my blood taken every month and having a doctor tell me whether my blood levels are right or not. No, kiss off. We're done. Get a new doctor. Kiss off. Yeah, this is my Jesus bracelet. No, I take this to the gay club. No, holla, Alex, we love you. If the system, crashes, you can come to our house because we're so loving. It's just not awkward. Only gay men are going to allow you to come over if the system collapses, folks. You don't invite a man of God who's becoming not a mainstream Christian, and then I talked to another guy where I get vape, and I'm like, bro, are you Christian? Because I gave him my YouTube channel, and he's like, nah, bro, those people are like, yeah, the church, but I'm talking about Jesus. And he seemed uncomfortable, so I let him be. I bought a sword, okay? However, when thinking that you're buying a sword because it looks like a manly sword, you might want to check the proportions, and you might want to measure the sucker. This is $27, $28. It's a Tonto blade, and I would say this is decent for slicing and dicing an apple. Maybe even some steak. On that note, it is time for me to pursue a charcoal grill. Don't think I've had a charcoal grill for 20 years. It's time for a charcoal grill. Why do I want a charcoal grill? Why do I want a fire pit, which is common in a lot of urban environments? Because we're at a point in time where we need to connect with nature. And some of us, we don't have a way to connect to nature because we're surrounded by the grid and this unnatural 5G energy. And so we need to connect with that. I read that we need to connect with that infrared energy. So by looking at fire, looking at flame, by looking at fire, by looking at flame, we tap into that field. Make sure we're all safe here. Palo Santo. I realize Sage works for some of you. Congratulations. I chose to stop using it. Even if the guy who wrote the book that said don't use it is not nice to me on Facebook, doesn't mean that he doesn't have good info. Okay, so we covered the radio thing, and TV and documentary. That, I have what it takes, and I want volunteers. I want free animations. I want soundtrack music. I don't want to work with people that are just talking because they feel motivated because the bowl is working for them at the moment and their drink. Only serious folks that aren't looking for best buddies unless you generally want to meet me in Vegas. I think meeting me in Vegas once a year to party with Molly, to be transparent, would probably be the best way to meet those of you that are strangers, to meet 3 or 4 of you that'll watch my back, and then we hang out with the strangers who I don't know very well. I'm willing to meet you, Paul, in Vegas this summer. I'm willing to tell 1 to 2 more people to meet us in Vegas, but you have to go through a screening process if you're new and we don't know you. If we don't know you and I don't know you and you're just now saying what's up, Not so likely. But some of you, like dozens of you know me on the internet. You're the ones who should be like, hey, Alex, I'm your guy. Like Gunner could join and choose to be something other than arrogant and look down upon LA. I'm sorry, Vegas, while he literally is in the belly of the beast. But he's not watching. And he's probably not subscribed. I will not talk to any males out there that don't understand my alpha power, especially if they have a history of trying to be alpha over me and leading me into trouble and away from real recovery. Aaron E. has a history of talking down to me and promoting people like Charlie Vitch. Basically spits on the graves of my ancestors for trying to turn on the 9/11 Truth Movement. And then promoting Tim Pool. Aaron E. is trouble because he acts nice to you when you call out his BS. He's not nice. He's constantly playing this nice role. I'm nice. It's my mom's fault. I'm nice. I like Matt Walsh. I like this. It's if you have issues with learning, you're talking to the right guy that can help you learn. But I'm the teacher, dude. Don't argue with me, and always show respect for the victims of war, or I will never speak to you again. Period. We're done once you start disrespecting on innocent men, women, and children that are vaporized by weapons of war. Your old friend Mike Bluehair is right, Aaron E., for questioning the IDF. Are you over there telling Mike Bluehair, this is for you, accusing IDF of... No, you're not, but you will tell me, you will question me if I criticize Russia, who killed 3 million of my kind. You, as a Jewish person, should show more concern about Russia's involvement in promoting neo-Nazism. No, you should know that. It's a fact, Jack. That's real. That's real news. Russia has promoted straight-up neo-Nazism in the alternative media. That's a fact, Jack. That's a fact. It's not the deep state. It is Russia and the deep state working together. If you even understand fucking English, dude. I am right. The conspiracy is real. Russia's not innocent, and neither is your government in China. I'm the guy with the golden plan. You need to get me on KBOO. If you're in Portland and you're on KBOO, or if you're in Portland and you listen to the radio like so-and-so or whatever, walking back and forth, why would you not go down and say this guy deserves to be on the radio because he is concerned about our future, but he's not siding with Alex Jones for that reason only? Unless, of course, you have a beef with me for not calling Alex Jones daddy. Now, when I call out the BS, I demand that you promptly answer me, boy. When I bring up this shit and not be under this, it's the eclipse, I'm not feeling well. I'm feeling hot. I'm feeling on. I'm feeling like I'm in psychosis, that I am the man. I am the shit. There is no other but me and God. Okay, that's the center that I've reached. It's me and God and the rest of you. I've busted my ass for you for like a long time. In my whole fucking life, it was countdown to 2025. It's either a great enlightenment or a great apocalypse, or fucking both. Fucking both. And that's what's happening. Your world is being destroyed and your boy is waking up. Your world is being destroyed and your boy is waking up. It's going down, son. It's time to get right with God. So, let's get to the meat. 13 minutes, ideal number. Don't fear the reaper. Don't fear the 33, my gypsy friend. Don't fear the solar cross. Don't fear the 8 points. Don't fear the sun. Don't fear the circle. Admit it. You're drawn to me because I'm a healer. So don't you ever step in and say, no, you're going to tell me what's going on with the conspiracy. Be it the vaccine, the sun, the earth shape, politics, nothing. I am the teacher here. You are the students who are trying to interact with me. I'm not some dude just off the streets just because I lived in a van. And I think Gypsy Fox has some deep intelligence too. But him, like me, he's been traumatized by this world. And if you want to send some man some love that needs it more than me, because I think I got more going on in my life than him. I feel like he's at the end of his rope, and I'm going to confide in you. Well, I can't do that because we're online. He already told his audience. Just so you know, this dude has spent hundreds of thousands of dollars just to see his little girl. And his wife, I don't know what he did, but he gets the benefit of the doubt. He spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to see his little girl. Okay, and he may have some anger issues, but he speaks lots of truth. And I totally believe him that his wife conspired against him to take his kid. I totally believe Gypsy Fox. Doesn't mean that he doesn't have issues. Doesn't mean I agree with all his issues on the vaccine and shedding. It means I believe that he did work hard to get his daughter. And I told him a long time ago, just so you know, I'm sorry that happened to you, but my advice is to walk away. and take that money and get land. I recall that was my advice 4 years ago. And he's like, I can't do that. You just don't get it. I'm like, well, no, dude, you don't get it either, dude. Because I've been willing to have a child, and at least someone was willing to have a child with you. You got to understand, like, I was willing to be a dad. And a woman either killed her kid who got pregnant with me, or the aliens really did take her baby. You pick. Either she killed the kid, dude, and had an abortion, and had mental illness, and did meth and crack. Or the aliens really did take her baby. But a woman got pregnant with me and said they took the baby, okay? And she's so screwed up, okay? Even though she adds me on Facebook and whatnot, she's still a Facebook contact. She's so screwed up, she can't watch the channel. Who knows what type of voices in the head shit she's got. And she claims she found me because she was given instructions from space to look me up. Literally, she got the voices in the head to look up Alex Ansary. I'm not fucking with you. I swear before Christ this situation happened to me. She came in, she brought her, you know what, to me in 2010, saying that she was told to look me up on the internet. Okay? She threw herself at me multiple times while I was throwing myself at other women. She was obviously okay with me being a man whore. Remember her taking off my belt, getting me ready for action, going, many dirty hands have been on this belt. Like, you know, doing some, like, early... Anyway, and then I become possessed, if you will, to release the prana in her, knowing better than to do that stupid ass shit when I'm living in a fucking haunted house right off 50th and Hawthorne, right after I lose the Portland preparedness gig, or I walk out of it, so I'm fucking traumatized, and some drunk bitch told me, I told you a million times, we don't need your help. We need help from you. China ain't gonna invade us. China's awesome. You're the bad boy. And everybody at the bar looking at me funny, right? Same time period, she's coming around and stays overnight in that crazy ass house with a schizoid who was the owner, with a bunch of nutcases inside and meth heads downstairs. She stays the night. We stay in an empty room, and that guy was staying in, because like, my room sucked. So I go in the room. He comes in, walks in on us while we're getting it on. He's like, oh, because he was schizophrenic. He kept looking for his mommy who's dead. So the house is haunted, and it's a former sanitarium where men from World War I died in. Straight up 50th and Hawthorne, on the fucking hill. So like a prana spot, a bunch of fucking spiritual energy going on. And I'm going, womp, 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 ba-dun-dun-dun-dun. Could have been a golden child. Months later, I'm with an Alex White scumbag who threw my shit away, and or his family, in Estacada, Oregon, right? He doesn't even tell me. They don't even warn me. They don't even try to talk to me on Facebook. They don't even leave me a YouTube message. You Portland people are fuckers. Except for maybe like 5 of you that, you know, like my posts once in a while and engage with me and recognize that I'm alive and take constructive feedback when you have poor manners. See, that's very rare to find real friends in this world that won't get butthurt when you call out their unconscious, less than loving behaviors, especially when they send people that are less than conscious to you, right? That shit happened, and you're going to hear the full story in my biography. Folks, don't ever talk to me and think there's some secret handshake we've got when I'm a rape victim, literally, from a past life in your world. You don't get to have any secrecy with me, boy. Everything is public and will be public. Every email. Create anonymous handles called dumbfuck111, right? And hide everything and never... Shh, there is no secrets, bro. Everything is public. My heart is open. You're on crack if you think we've got some secrets. Everything is open about me. You don't realize how much I've opened up my heart to you people that are total strangers the last 48 hours. I let you completely into my energetic space. I went live with you the other day. I promoted Clyde Lewis even though he said I had a hard on for him. I know these men are evil, and so are some of you that are just vampiring off of my intelligence. That's what psychics told me about some of you that hate me. What you are vampires, and there's evidence, and you know I'm speaking truth, that some of you actually stopped creating content when I stopped creating content for no fucking reason. I stopped creating content. People that harass me stopped creating content. Why would you stop creating content when I stopped creating content? Why would I be needed to be online for other people to find their inspiration? I've had a lot of, by the way, secondary psychic information about the way some of you have treated me, right? Sometimes it's right on, and sometimes other information they give me is spotty. But I've been told to get the fuck out of here, right? At some point, like the whole shebang, and never talk about it. Well, the lady proved to me she wasn't fully psychic because she tried to lead me to a Trump cult. So there are people that are psychic enough to be right on with some shit. Then they come off left field and act like you should be in a Trump cult. If she's right and I'm wrong, I gave the guy an opportunity to look me up and respect me when I had the conference call with some guy with a Trump cult in, New Mexico? right? Some sort of alien Trump cult. Like, why would a supposed psychic try to lead me in that direction? Shit just doesn't make sense. If the Trump folks want to ban the Muslims, like, you still haven't written a letter saying you have an exemption status for Alex Ansary. All I said is say Afghan lives matter, Alex Ansary lives matter. Even if you're going to bum around, you gotta recognize that I am affected by the 9/11 lie. The comment section doesn't have to be open for you to be a big boy and write a fucking letter tonight and say you do recognize the issues here and they're relevant. You can't do that. Now, you have 3 emails now on Substack. You have all 3 emails of mine. So now I know for a fact, Jack, that AI is not interfering with it. It's you. So now my psychic levels are going into like abnormal levels. It's not you're not victims. You are the alien agenda. It's you. You are responsible. You are why the world is ending. It's you. All of you together, all 20 or 30 of you watching right now, could do more than just hit like and actually be a fucking friend. You can meet me in Vegas if you just want to party and just be entertained, and then give me money or give me Molly, take me to a nice hotel room, and organize people around me so I don't get jumped by strangers. And I'll put on a show for you. We'll party like it's 1999. We'll have fucking fun. I will be a DJ, rent out a banquet hall. Which one of you has got $1 million who's watching right now? Which one of you has got $1 million who's going to find me later? Why can't the guy who had the multi-million dollars, whether it be Chris Green's friends, survivalcenter.com, or the guy down the Lone Star State, or other millionaires that knew me, why can't these men with money just be nice as our world ends and say, bro, let's do it. Let's get a big rave going in Costilla County. Fuck those fools. We're going to show up with trucks and subwoofers, and there's going to be like 20 to 30 of us. We're going to live stream it. It's going to be free, but we'll take donations. And we are going to bring awareness to homelessness in the San Luis Valley caused by draconian land use codes. This is what's needed, folks. What's needed is some of you to be a part of the new Underground Railroad, to build me a TV studio, okay, and to staff it with over 10 people. I'm going to work with a crew of 10, and they are going to follow my orders and directives. This isn't a collaborative effort. I have the ability, right, to run corporations and businesses, and my powerful, intelligent spirit was thrust down, and this combination of genetics, like, it's lucky, folks, my parents didn't turn me into a super state killer. Who knows? Maybe my mom tried real hard. They failed to turn me to the dark side, Luke. They failed miserably. And I bet my mom right now is watching these podcasts horrified. Because if you're not, just give a thumb up going, bro, you're right on. Go, boy, go. Thanks for calling out Phil. She won't, because she's damaged. And every day goes by that she doesn't actually compliment these broadcasts, right? I fear for her soul in hell, because I think there is something fundamentally wrong with a human being who resents her son embracing Jesus Christ and telling others to protect women and stop this madness. Glorifying black channelers with questionable information when your son is the real deal is spitting in my face. That's horrifying. I'm not convinced that I wasn't cursed for having the parents that I had. All signs point to you were fucked, dude. When you came out of that coochie, they fucked you good in the ass, boy. And it's real sad that Bruce Nagel's such a dumb tart from that crack he smoked. Because it wasn't just meth and speed and bathtub speed and probe dope and methamphetamines and Nazi dope. He loved that Nazi dope, he said. It was also other shit that he put in his body. He saw me coming home every day, and he said, you know what? You look like you're being abused, sexually abused. Is your dad abusing you? Man, I should have kicked him in the head for leaving those pornos out. Like, just knowing that Anna Nagel says Bruce Nagel is the only, like, man she trusts, just, like, exposes the men that she actually hung out with. Because they're obviously at a level lower than Bruce, and that's scary. But that's the Oregon woman for you. They like horrible men. That's the Oregon woman for you. Doesn't matter what her race is. Oregon women are fucking nuts, dude. Anytime an Oregon woman starts liking you or irregularly liking your posts, like maybe once every couple weeks or once every couple months, because they don't have the attention span to show up on a regular basis, that's not a person that can be your mate. That's not a person you can go on a date with. That's not a person you can share intimate emails with if they can't fucking show up more than a few fucking times because they're inconsistent, because they have not rooted out the voices in the head. They're not yet true servants of Christ. They're not yet willing to put their own name on the line. So in a real world, powerful men and women breed children together, and they're both on the fucking air. Okay? They're both on the fucking air. You could be breaking out into this, right? This is the real shit, not Gunner Standard and some MMA cheese out bully shit. Here, let me manipulate your energy. There's a bully energy thing going on with these cheese out freaks of nature, excluding Bruce Lee. But I never knew him. Maybe I did. I deserve to be on the largest radio stations on the earth. I deserve that. What is the likelihood that this transmission is going to go out on planet Venus and Carl Simonton is sitting there at the bar taking double shots of a Long Island iced tea going, man, this shit's fucked up, man. I'm glad I got off Earth when I did. Now a proud sponsor of OTB TV, Pure Synergy. Just trying to have fun here, kids. That's right. New World Order. No, it's what the fuck, man. What the fuck? Strawberry supremacy. We are going to violently suppress my cravings for donuts and ice cream with corn syrup. We are going to deny my freedom. There will be no freedom to eat corn syrup. We will ban with a draconian fist the vast majority of pharmaceutical drugs that will kill you. We will create a special prison on the earth modeled in my image. It's going to be a special type of panopticon. Would you like to know? Okay. There is a special place in hell for human beings that have fired people or, most specifically, arrested people or detained people or put people in a jail for marijuana consumption. Marijuana is cannabis. You have been programmed by aliens. If you think that cannabis, you're not well. No, you're not well. This is not just a disagreement of opinion. You're not well if you're at war with some plant, which bottom line saves lives. You're pro-injection, you're pro-big pharma. To me, if you're anti-cannabis, it's great if you don't need it. You need to understand there are genetic differences between us. You know that, right? No, you know that, right? You're allergic to cannabis as an Anglo-Saxon Jewish person. Has nothing to do with the needs of someone with another ancestry. Can I get an amen? You can't play this kosher game with regards to Jewishness and Muslims with special don't eat pork but eat this, and then say and ban cannabis. So those Taliban members that are banning cannabis, right, have a very special place in hell. Everybody that's against cannabis, including Andrew Tate, is deranged. Cannabis has a legitimate use, and I create a lot of content for you and have, because when you consume that stuff, for some of us, it expands the heart chakra, it expands the fucking brain. It literally strengthens the auric field. Okay, for some of us that have a genetic documented use of using it, and when we don't use it, it's not that the world ends, it's that ability to cope with a certain level of trauma or pain, okay, is removed. And it's like a Band-Aid being ripped off, or that scene from the 40-year-old virgin where he goes to get his hair chest removed manually, right? And then she just rips it off. She just rips it off, basically. I want to be at the beach, almost naked, basically. Or naked, really, around people that don't care about nudity and it being a non-sexual. I want to be at a real Burning Man. No, I don't want to be naked with a bunch of crazy white people. I take that. That doesn't make sense to me. I think that's animalistic. There's purpose in having clothes. You really don't need to flaunt it. And if you want to flaunt it, you should just come out and do the gangbang and have everybody do a lotus position, like 3-hour meditation fest, before you even get sexual. And every sexual position will be spiritual. And it's going to be like going from person to person to person. And every human being is going to be completely clear divinities and screened of STDs. And they're all going to be documented to be followers of the true Christ before they even enter into the sacred room of creating the next generation of humans that will save it. Your humans right now, you see, Putin, you guys want to, let's say some one of you is way pro-Putin and anti-sex. You're a special retard, and you need a healer like me to go, hypocrite! I want you to go to the internet. I want you... I want to know, what does a good sword, man's sword, actually get for 100, 150? Do you know? It's not going to be this 1995 special from the Asian World of Martial Arts. Nor is a $4 pair of knucks decent. But I'm telling you, I think I'm going to get another pair of knucks because I don't think God wants me to hurt someone. I don't think God's going to send, but I'm ready with my hands. If someone sizable, that I have to eliminate quick comes at me, I'm psychologically ready to do what's necessary. And I've never yet been put in the position in my life to really develop the pain, to really develop or deliver the knockout punch. In times in my life where you would argue I should have knocked someone out, including who in New Mexico, I did nothing. I responded and wrestled against his robbery, but there was no thump, thump, thump. My abilities you see on the bag were not executed because I had what's called self-control. And here's the real deal. Some of you may not be ready for this. If I was a super aggressive male type and actually fought him, I actually don't believe at present, especially if I wasn't a media guy, I'm highly skeptical that he would have called the police. He would have been afraid of me. I showed Kyle that I'm a man of God, and he tried to tell me that he was a follower of God, and he bragged to me about how the church, he was setting me up to believe that he was a follower of God when he's basically a Luciferian. You have to watch out for the fake Christians that come at you overtly as Christian. I need you to know this. There are many, many fake Christians that are quoting scripture, but they're not promoting the teachings of Jesus. You will know them by their actions. I just gave you the complete codes of the Matrix, bro. You need to identify the true teachings of Jesus and how the Bible does not authorize white supremacy and murder. And modern day Christians authorize white supremacy and murder. And it's going to be used to harm white people and sell them to dark-skinned males that'll probably be raping white girls to death in the future. That's not a slam at brown-skinned people. It's that there really is a demonic anti-white program that I am exposing. Okay, and I'm telling you without anger that I'm not presently aware of women that support me. There was a few weeks ago that there were females and some emails, but very rare. I think the amount of female contacts to me since I came back to the internet might be less than 5. Okay, that's pretty significant. I refuse to believe it's because I'm too old. I think I'm actually becoming more handsome, stronger, and I wear lots of necklaces that you would think girls would like. It straight up is race and heritage. Like you have to you're not even trying to explain to me why none of my dad's Ansary relatives will talk to me. They have nothing on me other than I used heroin in the 90s. They have nothing on me. I've never slept with any of them. I've never dated any of them or any distant ones. I basically said that my dad works for bad people that kill Muslims over and over and over. Now, let's talk about this. I was at the market today, and I saw another Muslim, and I don't know if God is placing them in my path, but it seems that I'm starting to see more of them pop up. Okay. Now, 4 times now, I've told them about my YouTube channel, the one that's designated for locals so they don't stalk me. Right. Here's my YouTube. No, I don't just hand out my YouTube channel to locals unless I'm in Portland or a place where I feel like because energetically, I feel vulnerable away from Oregon, from a heart. If I'm in Oregon, here I am. There's something about me being, I don't think we talked about this. By me not being in my natural homeland of Oregon, I don't feel really well. I'm ill all the time. I'm not right here. When you're have ancestry that has a nonstop history of migration and nomadic behavior, and you finally get born, and you have the opportunity to maybe do something in a city that you would think would accept you, like Portland, and you get kicked out of a city like Portland, Oregon, or they don't like you and they're supposedly progressive, that's really traumatic. And a lot of people you don't have anybody from Portland, Oregon amongst you on earth, nor Afghanis. There's so many aspects to me that are so unique, and most of you refuse to give me that credit. You just think I'm a nutter. It shows that you're actually watching. It's telling me 70 of you are watching this, but you're just watching in silence and you're doing nothing. What do you think I should be thinking right now? That I did something right to impress you? I look at my email right now and you're not there. And if you are there, there's massive anxiety I have about when I click open. The haters are going to love this, but I have massive anxiety when you send an email because I think you're going to be judging me again. Even if you just say a few words, what I'm picking up telepathically from the emails is a lot of judgment. And then telepathically, jealousy and hatred. I am not picking up necessarily racism from you like I was. The racism feeling was super deep and wicked and satanic. It was so real. But for whatever reason, so if you are sending racism at me, I'm sorry, but I'm not receiving it in the way that I used to. I am receiving the psychic awareness that you're still apathetic and you're not willing to react yet when I say I need people to step up to the plate and get me on the radio. So I sense psychically you're still in an entertainment mode. You're not yet ready to take action and help me. You're still taking things for free. Even if you're paying $8 a month, hey, $8 a month barely buys you a Big Mac. Am I really worth less than a prostitute that someone sticks their penis in? You can leave if you want, but I really need people that are of a spiritual nature to find me. That's what I asked. I asked God many times that those of you of a satanic, selfish nature to unsubscribe and be moved out. And maybe that's why a lot of people were unsubbed. Maybe they were meant to be cleared out. I also asked God if God wanted me to megaphone this community that my charger show up on time. But it is a habit of eBay to get stuff to you right away, along with thriftbooks.com. I haven't bought the Magical Battle of Britain yet, but I feel drawn to read it. But when I read the Magical Battle of Britain from the TV screen, from the computer, I don't feel that I'm connecting with my deepest chakras or energy centers. I feel like you need, let me show you this. I'm going to show you something, okay? Now, my dad, okay, I have positive things to say about my dad, and it would be easy for me to do that if one of you was watching that was an Ansary to tell me that you would respect that and report back to my dad if you heard me say the positive things. But you won't do that. And it makes me hard to praise my dad and the intelligence that he has when you're a closet viewer. I know that one of you, and I won't say who so your husband won't beat you into the ground, but one of you who lives outside the United States, and I shouldn't even say that, but one of you that lives outside the United States had the gall to, on Facebook, post my channel at a time in which I'm calling out Tamim, at a time in which I'm calling out my dad, at a time in which I'm calling out Zoe. And I told this woman, who's beautiful, who's a relative, and I'm sorry if I offended you, but I hope your husband treats you well, but I trust none of these men. Okay, I at present, except for a handful of you, suspect everybody with the last name Ansary of the worst. I'm sorry. Same thing for Nagel. Same thing for Lewis. Everybody of my heritage, I suspect. I don't identify with white supremacy or being superior, But I don't identify with you being right that I'm inferior. I identify with the fact that you're possessed by Satan and you're capable of murder. If you think for a second there's something less valuable about me, because my father was born in Kabul, Afghanistan, and my mother is white and born in Oregon. If you have some sort of a beef with this, and the fact that I'm going to talk about this nonstop, and the fact there is no fucking human like me on earth, you are my fucking mortal enemy. And you are on a list of potential assassins right the fuck now. You have no authorization to act like I'm not a unique, special person. It was Ryan McPherson who talked down to me off grid and said, you think you're fucking special? You're not special. Yes, I am, fat boy. You're the person who's a bastard. You're the person who hangs out with pedophiles who fuck kids in the ass who fly to Mexico. You are garbage, and you deserve to get your ass kicked. And I would caution you and any of your friends to cease and desist from ever talking shit. Because a guy like me will take a gun away from you like that. You're nothing, Ryan McPherson. And so is your garbage, satanic wife, Crystal McPherson, who attacked me because you mate with Satanists. You mate with Luciferians. And you people had a pedophile watch your home. And why did all this happen? Because somebody I never met on Facebook, who didn't even like me, who was an InfoWars fan, sent me to Costilla County and wanted me to fucking die. All he said to me in that Facebook is, I want to see if you can survive this. And when he found out I could survive it, he stopped being my friend. I know that sounds nuts of me. I know, bro. But he sent me to a guy's house who they claimed to me went to Mexico and got on with children. And even though a lot of you are all riled up about Sound of Freedom, I don't believe there's an anti-pedophile movement. Okay, I believe you're full of shit. And I don't believe there's an anti-white supremacy movement. I believe there's an anti-white movement, an anti-Afghan movement. And I believe the anti-Afghan movement is so great that these Afghans will hate their own more than you hate me. The only people that are out of the audience that are willing to donate or hang out with me are white heads, and they're usually of the redhead type variant. Certain types of Anglo-Saxon, blonde-haired, blue eyes treat me with suspicion, and then some of them are like golden child or children for a while where they act like they're family from another lifetime. People like certain channels I won't mention so they won't come under attack anymore if they already are for me saying their names, and women like Rachel Mary, who at one point struck me as like a daughter, my daughter, who I would hold and not treat sexually. And at present, I'm not aware of women that see the brotherly nature in me. At present. This is frankincense and mirth. So the final thing that I want to say, and I think I need to get off here, because I told myself that I was going to do meditation today and watch movies and I'll talk to you. But the truth is, it's hard. It's hard for me to not talk right now because of the eclipse. So I just want to show you the goodies that I've got. If you want to hang on for a second, we'll look at what else came in. I don't order stuff nonstop. I'm not wealthy, okay? But from some donations that came in from Archie and others, and 100 from Trevor, I really needed to get prepped for the apocalypse, okay? And so literally, I don't have a firearm because I made mistakes because of Gunner. So you know what this was for? In case gangbangers, bro, come in the door to take my life, okay? It's quite possible that I'm not in a good place. And I told you that. But I'm not going to leave a bad place for another bad place where there's thugs somewhere else that don't know me. At least the thugs here in my community have seen my face. At least I'm spreading I'm man-spreading in a good way. Now, I think women should be submissive to godliness. They're not submissive to godliness even though they're religious. So I talked to a Muslim woman today at the store. And this Muslim woman, you know what her first question was to me? You're Muslim? And she said it with skepticism. She said, you're Muslim. She said, you're Muslim, like it was about that. It's not about that. I said, I'm against your persecution. And she was showing me a face that was mocking me. A Muslim woman with a veil was showing physical signs of thinking that maybe I was a nutter. I gave her my last name, just so you know, and said I am one of them. And she showed no recognition of the name Ansary. My uncle, oh dear Lord, thank you. God is great. We'll say it in English. Namaste. Nam Yoho Renge Kyo. I talked to her about my dad's family and said he was a translator. And even though, I basically said because my mom's white and because I feel like they beat their women or they oppress them, that they don't like me. And I immediately said that I believe that they are affected by, what is this for? I believe they are affected by Shaitan's whispers or the nafs. This is Arabic language. Nafs, I'm using their language. I'm coming to their level. We need more cowbell. All right. So, we're 46 minutes into it. I'm trying to take some advice from other YouTubers that sometimes they get into the meat of it later on. So I get into a bunch of other good stuff instead of like brainwashing you with crap. And then I get into the meat of it. I want to drive around America now in a van, but I don't have a van. If you had a nice van or an RV and I had the funding for it, you can sign it over to me temporarily or do the proper paperwork. So if I get pulled over by the cops, the paperwork and insurance is legit. I don't physically have to own, what's the right term for it? There's a Volkswagen bus, bro. You know what I'm talking about, that 70s or 80s? They're like 10 grand. There's old school buses, and then there's the new school buses. Do I have to get online and tell you the name of it? Let me just tell you what I want to ride around America in. I want to live in a van again. I want to van dwell, and I want to make videos for you all day long from the van, but I don't want to be an expensive van, okay? But I don't have the money for this van, and I don't currently have the parking space. Okay, maybe I might be able to get the parking space if I looked for it. I'm not going to say I can't. But if you were to own it and just loan it to me, and if I was to fly in to your area and then pick it up and then drive around the nation, that would be really fun, and people could fund it. And I bet some of you would throw or be happy throwing money at me if I was giving you a variety of content and doing man in the streets. Okay, now this isn't, I haven't found the model, so I don't even know if I'm even saying the right kind. Volkswagen bus? We're going to go travel van for sale. Now there's a lot of these high-end kinds that are super duper expensive. And I'm not personally into super expensive vans that require super expensive repairs. I don't really want to invest, and I did say I had an idea for a shed. I don't know that I should just do the same thing all over again. You got to forgive me. I'm just trying to do, like a mindful, conscious animal, humanoid, what I feel is right. You know, one guy said it seemed that I was happier off grid. He was right on one level, but he didn't understand the misery that I was in. And he also left unhealthy comments to me when I went to Vegas, saying, you know, if you were nice, I would tell you how to find a woman. That was very insulting to me that he would suggest that at that point I was interested in finding a prostitute. I believe that you should look at adult content before a prostitute. Okay? And that's my new stance on it. Adult content before prostitute. because adult content may not give you an entity like a prostitute. I have experience with prostitutes, less than 4, and I'm ashamed of all of it. So I don't know the name of the van that I'm looking for. We're going to use keywords to see if certain keywords will bring it up. I'm really sad that the people of Portland are so judgmental of me. I was really hoping that when I came back, because I am considering quitting the show, I was really hoping that they would have been more open to me and my life story, and they're not. Portlanders are some nasty folks. I actually told myself that I should never talk to the A-man again because I believe he hated me. I actually was convinced I understood the true nature of the A-man by 2014. And it was only because of my mom that I talked to him again. But she's not well. So was it right for me to talk to the A-man? Does he resent me? Does he like the new Alex Ansary? Or am I right about him? You know, it hurts, man. He's the only human being that I was ever close to in Portland. He was the guy, he was the dude to me before there was an Alex Jones, you know, before all these other folks. Okay. It's not a fun plan, though, to just be driving on the freeway and be ungrounded. You need to have places to stay for weeks where the people are decent to you. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of people that are off-gridders that have never come across people like me that are into mainstream conspiracy theories that still have not yet met like a conscious Afghani. And it's super sad. Like, you live in this world where you're constantly hearing about mass immigration, and yet people are going to stay with, well, it's best to just stay away from these folks because of what we've heard about their abuse of women and whatnot. And I tell people over and over and over, yes, you know, I've been a womanizer in the sense that I have, you know, this is looking closer. Toyota. It's a Toyota, Alex. Fuck, man. Not a Volkswagen. I want a Toyota van, baby. This is it. It's a 1984 Toyota van. This is it. And this is going to be my girlfriend. I'm kidding. Yes, we're going to have spices. Fuck. Full screen. Yes, baby. Manifest. Destiny. I can drive to Portland. I deserve to be parked on the hill in Seattle. And I want my mom to tell me where my childhood home was in Seattle. I want to go visit Arthur's house. Fuck. I want to go back to that 7-Eleven where we bought candy. I want to go to the Space Needle. I want to meet my fans in Seattle if I have any that haven't killed themselves, because I had one that did. Are any of you even watching in Seattle? This is where I want to be. So now you know what I want, and you know what the goal is. So I've got my new toys here. I've got the model down, and I'm just going to write down 1984 Toyota on a piece of paper, and we'll see what happens.